On this edition of Good Day DePaul, the university issues its annual crime report for both campuses.
A powerful new exhibition at the DePaul Art Museum.
And a big win for a DePaul athlete. I'm Melissa Gomez.
And I'm Shadan Gomez, and this is Good Day DePaul.
DePaul recently issued its annual crime report detailing crime on and around the two campuses. It comes as crime continues to be a problem near DePaul and throughout the city. I talked to students and safety officials about this problem. Crime. It's a word that's become synonymous with Chicago. It's a reality that comes with living in the city. Just last month, the city surpassed 500 homicides this year alone, and yet that's actually an improvement from previous years. According to Chicago police data, shootings are down 19% and murders are down 15%. The lure of attending university in Chicago draws students to DePaul from all over the world, but they quickly realize that both the Loop and Lincoln Park campuses are not immune from this crime. Just last week, DePaul Public Safety released the 2022 Safety and Security Information Report. According to the report, 2 rapes occurred on the Lincoln Park campus last year. On the same campus, 2 robberies occurred directly on campus and 8 occurred in close proximity. Here on the Loop campus, 13 robberies and 11 aggravated assaults occurred within close proximity. 2 aggravated assaults occurred actually on campus. And behind me at that 7-Eleven is where DePaul student Max Cortez became a victim of aggravated assaults.
But honestly, that just ruined my whole idea of DePaul, and I got a lot of support and stuff, but that just made me never want to go to school again.
Cortez described the assaults.
And there was a guy there, he was asking me if I could buy him a cigar. And I was sorry, I don't really have money. And I just kept walking. And then I guess he had some bag. It was soft, but it was very big. So I think he had a blanket in there maybe and some other stuff. And basically he just whipped me with it.
Cortez was not seriously injured, but quickly contacted both DePaul Public Safety and the Chicago Police as the man began to attack other people.
And then the same guy is at the 7-Eleven and he's hitting people with his hands, with his bag, whatever. And it's more students, and some of them were just getting so scared they actually just ran instead of going to get help or going to class. They literally just darted it into random alleys, and it was kind of dangerous because there was full traffic on State Street, and there was moments where he was kind of bombarding people in the crosswalk, kind of forcing them to go into live traffic.
Another concern for many students, especially commuters, is violence on the CTA. In August, a man was stabbed on the Fullerton Red Line just steps from DePaul's campus. Days later, another man was attacked with a glass bottle and robbed on the Red Line. Incidents such as these have encouraged DePaul to create other, safer forms of transportation. These include a shuttle bus between the two campuses and minivans, which students can reserve to drive them from the Lincoln Park campus to some nearby locations. Director of Public Safety Bob Wachowski discusses his concerns about DePaul students safely riding on the CTA.
Public transit's always a concern for the students. What we recommend is, during high traffic times, it's a little easier because all trains obviously crowded in that. But if students are traveling later, the trains aren't that crowded, to be safe while they're riding public transportation, it can take a few things. One of the first things that the thieves are looking for a lot on that time is the cell phones, and don't use them while you're riding public transportation or while you're standing on a platform, because the thieves see those cell phones and they're easy for them to take from you and sell. The other thing is, if you do have to be on the CTA late at night or when there's not a lot of people on it, try to ride in the first car where you actually got the person who's operating the train, help is over there. It's just safer things. And if you see something that doesn't, look right, head toward that first car, get off the train. It's better to be prepared. And I always say this, and it can be applied for anything that you're looking at. have a plan. If something is going to happen, have thought through it. Like, what would you do in certain situations? Because if you're prepared, you're more than likely to get out of it and be okay, whereas if you're not prepared.
He also explained the new transportation options being offered to DePaul students who don't favor taking the CTA.
The minivan operates at the Lincoln Park campus. Both of the vans pull out from behind Student Center, and they run it in the evening hours. And the minivan will take students home to their off-campus residency within certain boundaries, and those boundaries are listed. They've also worked hard with the transportation companies to get trackers on there where the students can track them, and all that information is on the website. The shuttle is also in the evening time, and that runs between both campuses, and the pickup spot is outside the DePaul Center for the Loop campus over there in that area, and then in behind Student Center. And I would encourage students, it is a good, safe ride. You're on the bus with other students and possibly some faculty and staff, to take advantage of both of those.
DePaul Public Safety encourages all students to use these services, remain aware of your surroundings at all times, and report any suspicious activity to public safety or the Chicago Police Department. For Good Day DePaul, I'm Melissa Gomez.
The DePaul Art Museum recently opened a new exhibit dealing with the work of Hispanic artists. I visited the museum to view this unique exhibition. The DePaul Art Museum recently opened a new exhibition. Called A Natural Turn, it includes 4 artists from Brazil, Colombia, Guadeloupe, and the Dominican Republic. Yonit Bahar, the associate curator and organizer of A Natural Turn, says this exhibition takes a lot of thought to plan.
And we try to have a sort of variety of representations, different artists from different backgrounds and identities, different perspectives on the world, and as well as different works of material and medium.
Some of the artwork includes interactive images and videos, and some require more than just a glimpse, including text, music, and videos, art that should be experienced.
So with trying to point that they have all these commonalities, similar strategies throughout the nations, throughout language. It's beyond of those limitations.
Some of the works highlight surrealism, a type of art that challenges aesthetic norms and common perceptions. One of the artists is Droidi Minaya from the Dominican Republic. In one of her pieces, audio tracks play while women in bodysuits pose for a number of minutes.
Between each loop, there's also a gap of silence. And during the gaps of silence, they have the liberty of taking the bodysuit off and talking to people and taking a break.
A Natural Turn, a unique, thought-provoking, and memorable exhibition. For Good Day DePaul, Shaden Gomez.
At Purdue University in Lafayette, Indiana, a student was killed last week in his room at a residence hall. The student was identified as 20-year-old Varun Manish Sheda. The suspect in the killing, his roommate from South Korea, has been taken into custody. No word yet on circumstances of the killing.
Next, on Good Day DePaul Sports, cross-country runner Olivia Borowiak makes history for DePaul.
And the DePaul volleyball team takes 2 big conference wins. Those stories are next on Good Day DePaul.
The flu is unpredictable and can be serious. Who needs to be vaccinated against the flu? You. Get a flu vaccine. For more information, www.flu.gov.
I think we should split. Split up? Why? I want to meet new people. People who need me. Meet new people? You're my left kidney. You only need one of me, man. And you have 2. There are plenty of people out there who are dying because they don't have one. Really? You'll be giving the gift of life. I could be a hero. Yeah. It's all win-win up here, buddy. Why don't you go and save a life, pal? You're doing the right thing.
In sports, DePaul cross-country runner Olivia Borowiak took first place in the women's 6K at Loyola's Lakefront Invitational. Borowiak is only the second DePaul woman ever to win at the Loyola events.
In volleyball, DePaul is now on a 2-game winning streak after beating Big East opponents Providence and UConn. The Blue Demons are 6-10 on the season.
And more good news for the team. Liberal Rachel Krasowski was named Big East Defensive Player of the Week.
In men's soccer, DePaul's record fell to 3-3 following losses to Penn and Providence.
And it's been tough for the women's soccer team as well. They lost 3 straight Big East games to Xavier, Georgetown, and Marquette. Their overall record is now 2-8.
Coming up on Good Day DePaul, the university honors someone who's dedicated her life to helping other people.
That story when Good Day DePaul returns.
Today, the heroes that fight day in and day out on the front lines. Those who are there, innovating in real time, saving lives and answering the call to care in times of crisis. American nurses. Nurses who have been there for each and every one of us in times of crisis for more than 150 years. Nurses are the pillar of strength and the foundation of healthcare and life itself. Nurses are there the day we are born. They are there when your family is in crisis, and they are there in the end. In confronting the most catastrophic health crisis in modern history, we must remember our American nurse heroes need our support as much as we need them. To show our gratitude for their courage and ensure they receive the critical education and support services they need, donate to the Coronavirus Response Fund for Nurses today, in honor of your American nurse hero.
There are a ton of social networking websites, but one stands apart for a very special reason. This one saves lives. It's MatchingDonors.com. MatchingDonors.com links living organ donors with people in need of kidney and other transplants. In the United States, 22 people die each day waiting for an organ transplant, most of them for kidneys. If you've ever considered becoming a living organ donor, or if you are someone in need of an organ transplant, visit MatchingDonors.com, home of the greatest gift of all, the gift of life. MatchingDonors.com.
DePaul recently honored Sister Helen Prejean, who's dedicated her life to helping death row inmates. President Robert Manuel presented Sister Helen with the university's St. Vincent de Paul Award, the university's highest honor. She's the first person to receive the award since 2011. For the past 40 years, Sister Helen has worked to abolish the death penalty. In 2011, she donated her personal archives to DePaul.
That's all for this week's edition of Good Day DePaul. You can keep up with us by visiting our Vimeo channel at Good Day DePaul or by going to goodday.depaul.edu.
And make sure to check us out on Facebook.
And if you have any news tips, message us through the Good Day DePaul social media channels.
Thanks for watching. I'm Shadan Gomez.
And I'm Alyssa Gomez. Have a good day, DePaul.